The truth is out there, Chris.
I guess it's to some degree a consolidation of material that we're all consuming, and then we'll share that across a platform.
That's a very important point. You've got to understand their underlying agenda.
And everyone's got an agenda.
News sources. Which news sources do you read or follow? Thanks. That's from Jason.
A wide variety just to gain an understanding of the sort of mood of the market. The Journal, Reuters, Bloomberg, the FT. FT used to be quite good. It's shit now, but it conveys the mood of the market. To get a more of a view of certain things, or at least help form our view. There's trade magazines. There's one called Offshore Magazine for offshore. And then they have the rise now of various Substack contributors. Now, obviously, these are paid and pricey and some aren't, but you're getting some very, very good contributors from Substack. And that's where a lot of our sort of thinking and ideas come from, Substack. We're not going to mention the individual ones. Substack is quite easy because if you lock onto one, then they recommend other ones and so on and so forth. It's like a bit of a viral community.
There's also like news headlines are what dictate short-term price movements. And so it's not like we're following the day-to-day headlines religiously all the time. And we have these, offices with 20 screens feeding us information from around the world, or anything like that.
Talk with a lot of friends in the space as well. I guess it's to some degree a consolidation of material that we're all consuming, and then we'll share that across a platform. And so those feeds can be anything from Substack articles to there's a lot of stuff that I look at which is from news outlets that aren't known or certainly aren't sort of particularly popular. Quite a varied, I think between the sort of 3-4 of us and across our independent networks, which are often overlapping, we've got just a pretty robust network of information flows. It's just something that's developed over 20 odd years, but yeah, I would, they're all valuable to some degree. I think the mainstream media is valuable insofar as understanding what you're either being pushed to believe in. So when you see the articles about, eating meat causes cancer, or it's, destroying the climate or whatever, you know what the narrative is. It's useful to understand that narrative, even though it's bullshit, just as useful as it is to understand pieces of information. So I got a varied stuff. I get stuff from Russian media, I get stuff from freaking Turkish media, and you just keep in mind that they all have their own biases and incentives to some degree, and then you try and understand that the truth lies often in somewhere in between.
That's a very important point. You've got to understand their underlying agenda.
And everyone's got an agenda. It's not,
yes,
including Substack writers who themselves are picking up information from varying sources too, right? So
the truth is out there, Chris.